Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's lovely to be with you. It feels really late for me at the moment. As the days are getting shorter, we're getting up later and later because the dogs are wanting to sleep in until it's actually light enough to go out and have a stroll. So I've actually got a dog with me. I don't know if you can see Mosey's hind parts there. She's in her bed joining us today. So yeah, whenever you watch this, just know it usually feels much earlier to me by the time I'm doing this, and yet I am not, in fact, more awake. I need at least one more coffee before I really get into it. But getting into it, we're starting right out of the gate with stitching in action. Allison G has stitched up the baking squirrel, which was a free chart in the Nashville cookbook. I can't remember when, a couple years ago. But she changed it to reflect the native red squirrel in the UK where she lives. And I love it. I love the way she added the little tufted ears. I think those squirrels with the ear tufts are just so beautiful. Someday I'll chart a red squirrel, and I'll think of you, Allison. She also did a great job getting drunk with power, changed up all the colors to be just what she wanted. So thank you very much, Allison, for sharing that. As always, if you've stitched a blue flower design, drop me an email or contact me through the website, and I would love to see what you've done. What I'm stitching. I haven't had a ton of time to work on stitching. I think my brain still thinks it's August, and then I remember that it's not just October, but halfway through October. And I need to get on and get my market releases finished so that I can be back on schedule. So I haven't had a ton of time to work on personal stitching. I've been working exclusively on this chart from the DMC Bodleian Library collection. It's a little hard to see, but you can see the very sort of medieval illuminated border happening around there. And so I'm anxious to get around the edge to where the greyhounds start happening, which is down this side is the thicker border, and so I need to hustle my way across so I can see. I want to make sure the colors that I'm using for the greyhounds work, because there are greyhounds, it's a little bit hard to see in the cover, all down the border on the outside. They're white and gray, and I will probably do them more like tans and browns, maybe some gray also, just to make sure that they fit in, but I want to get those done so I can see how they look. And I just want to stitch the greyhounds, let's be honest. That's my favorite part. So that's what I'm working on. I hope if I get a lot of designing done this weekend, I'll be able to put some time in on that as well. So fingers crossed. Stash Spotlight. I'm going to show a few things that I got from the free table at the retreat. I always forget, and it's such a great thing that often at retreats there's a table where you bring old charts that you've stitched and you want to give away to someone else. And I scored some fun charts. Two of them I chose because they're like botanical illustrations, and these are from the Silver Lining. The first one is called White Foxgloves, and it's a photograph, so it's going to be a little bit shiny, but it's a really detailed design of these white foxgloves with a bee. I love foxgloves. I've charted them several times. They always make me happy. It's hard to see on this one. It's quite large, but there's a lot of back stitching around. I most likely won't do the back stitching, and I will probably stitch them on a colored fabric so that they really stand out a little bit more. The other one is called Christmas Cactus. There we go. My husband had our first Christmas cactus when we lived in Texas, and he loved it. It was right on the counter outside, and he would take good care of it and be so excited when it flowered. So that's why I picked up both of these. They're quite large. I think even on 40 count, this foxglove is, I think, 14 inches tall, so very large, but I think they'll be beautiful when I get around to stitching them, so I'm looking forward to that. The other free chart I got, Dogs Collection 8, here we go, and of course I chose it because of this. I want to stitch up, I don't know if I'll stitch all three, but I may just change the colors on this first dachshund here to match our dachshund, which is a black and tan, and put that up for my husband's office. I think he would enjoy that. Now, it's funny, I had been sort of browsing the table, and another stitcher came up to me and said, "Did you see the one with the greyhounds?" And I said, "Oh, no, there's greyhounds." So we looked through the whole thing and couldn't find the greyhounds, Oh well, I got good stuff. I'm happy. Went back to my chair and I'm just flipping through my little dogs thing and realize on the back of Dogs Collection 8, there are the Greyhounds. So yes, I did get the Greyhounds. And I may even adjust this pose here. I haven't decided yet. Sorry, it's very reflective, so it's hard to show. But this pose here for the center on that DMC chart that I'm doing, because I'm going to put this panel here with the names of the Greyhounds we've had and pictures of them. Well, not pictures, stitched Greyhounds. This also is quite large, so there's a lot of space to work with in the middle. And that way I can stitch the Greyhounds in their various colorations. So yeah, might use this one too. Dachshunds and Greyhounds in one chart. It's like they knew me. World around. This week, I'm going to do the thing that I had planned to do in the last video, being that I'd just come from Oregon, and talk about the Douglas fir. Now, obviously, last video I got distracted by Fat Bear Week, which was wonderful. 747 took it all away, and I have to say, that bear really fits his name. But I'm very happy for all the bears who got enough salmon in them to make it through the winter, and I hope you all enjoyed the photographs as much as I do every year. Back to it though, the Douglas fir. This is sometimes called the Douglas fir, the Douglas tree, the Oregon pine, and the Douglas spruce. However, it is not in fact actually a fir, a spruce, or a pine. It belongs to a group called the false hemlocks. Why? I don't know. Taxonomy is complicated. It is an evergreen tree. Comes in two major varieties, the Rocky Mountain version and the coastal version. We've got a Mosi. She's interested in the Doug fir, if you can see. Whoops, just behind. There we go. Behind that shoulder, there's Mosi giving us the eye. Anyway, the Rocky Mountain version is more tolerant of the colder weather, and the coastal version tends to grow faster and taller. The coastal version actually grows up to 250 feet in general, although the tallest ever recorded was, I believe, 393 feet, which, if I'm correct, makes it taller than the tallest redwood currently existing. So very big trees. They look unusual because as they grow, they shed their bottom branches, and so you get this very long tree, trunk, and then way up in literally hundreds of feet in the air, there's this almost like a Christmas tree perched at the very top. It provides food for a wide variety of animals. Of course, small mammals like chipmunks and squirrels eat the seeds, as do birds. I didn't know that bears also like to lick the sap from the Douglas fir, which I learn something every day. All parts of the tree have been in use both currently and throughout history. It's been used for building, of course, as lumber, but the needles are also used for basket making, and other parts of the tree have been used for medicine. So, fighting off the common cold with your common Doug fir, which is not a fir. That's the world around. Questions. Last video, the question was, have you seen Hocus Pocus? And I want to thank all of you for your comments. I still haven't seen it, although it's in my list, ready to watch. I just haven't found the time yet. And I haven't seen, obviously, the old one or the original. If any of you have subsequently seen the original and want to tell me what you thought, I'd love to hear it. Question for this time, how do you feel about soup, and what's your favorite? Here in Nevada, we're officially into fall. It's in the 40s at night and low 80s during the day, which means we can leave a lot of the windows cracked throughout the house just a little bit and kind of let the house just naturally breathe all the fresh air throughout the day. It gets not too warm during the day, not too cold at night. It's just bliss. But it also means I can contemplate having something simmering on the stove for hours without thinking it's gonna overwhelm the air conditioning system. So it's the time of year for baking, for bread, for soup, and I love soup. I love all the kinds of soup, honestly. I love it with greens or vegetables, beans, pasta, meatballs, lemon, whatever you want to put in the soup, I am here for it. So I wanted to hear from you. What is your favorite kind of soup? Let me know. On to giveaway. Last video, the giveaway was this Forest Home chart, which is what I designed for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And I will also send you the beautiful 36 count Ghostly Shadows linen from Extra Design. The word to use was forest, and the winner is Rebecca Journey. So Rebecca, drop me an email with your mailing address and I will get that sent out to you. I hope you enjoy it. Just a mention, there are a couple of old giveaways that people have never contacted me about, and so I think sometime maybe in the next couple months I'll go through those and offer them up again. So you might get lucky and get something that you really wanted but thought had found another home. Who knows? On to the giveaway this week, continuing my Acorns and Threads theme. This is Chubby Bird from Jeannette Douglas, and she put it, I believe, at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit or one of their different stitching gatherings in 2020 for Acorns and Threads, although certainly you don't have to put that lettering on, but it's got this beautiful bird and the acorns and the flowers and lovely fall colors. The kit comes with, since it's Jeannette Douglas, the beautiful threads, the chenille trim, and it's all wrapped up here, but there's the tin for you to use. So in the comments, use the word acorn and be entered to win the Chubby Bird kit from Jeannette Douglas. Best thing, and I realized I skipped ahead in my notes. I should have done best thing first, but it's deserving of extra time, so we're doing it now. Best thing is the Jingle Ball. I am so excited about this. Stephanie Webb, Lindy Stitches, had this idea months ago and has done a tremendous amount of work putting this all together. There are 12 of us, as you may have seen on social media and various posts. We participated by creating an exclusive ornament design, which is going to go in a book. So you get 12 ornaments, one from each of us, and another exclusive design, which will only be available at the event for now. I mean, in the future, perhaps somewhere else, but at the event. And what the Jingle Ball is you buy a ticket. I believe it's $10, but you buy a ticket so that you have access to, it's sort of a quasi retreat slash online market slash designer variety show. But that will allow you to access online through your computer our 12 booths. And if you want, you can just buy your ticket, go into the booths, shop the exclusives plus other holiday themed items, and we'll send you your order easy peasy. Or there are also going to be some classes. I know some of them are full, but you can sign up for some classes in specific things. There will be time to get into smaller rooms with other stitchers and just chat while you stitch. There will be a selection of videos of the designers doing various holiday themed things. I think I'm going to make one of my favorite desserts for one of the videos at least. So it's a whole online entertainment extravaganza. So if you want to just buy your $10 or pay your $10, get your ticket and go in and look at everything and watch the videos, you can absolutely do that. You want to stitch with other stitchers in the rooms? Absolutely do that. You want to shop all the things? Again, do whatever sounds fun for you, but your ticket to the Jingle Ball gets you in. And I'll put the information at the bottom and in the notes on the Jingle Ball website so you can find out more. I will also post it on my social media as soon as I figure out how, because it takes me a little bit longer than some of the others. I have to look it up and walk through the instruction videos, but that will be going out, and hopefully in the next couple of days I'll send out a newsletter as well with the links and some more information about that. So that's actually it for me this weekend. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. It's always great to spend time with you. I need to get back to the drawing board or the computer screen and power through some designs that are almost done, just not quite, and possibly also make some soup. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I look forward to hearing from you and talking with you again in 2 weeks.